a parent or a hitter on our site may be faced with this choice. Okay, you got 4 BBCOR bats. Which one is mine? So we can start with, what are we trying to build when we build a one-piece bone saber? Like, what is the point? What are the attributes that we're trying to put into the bat for the customer that's looking for those attributes? What are those important attributes about that?
This is all about the lightest, quickest thing to get to the zone. The easiest bat to handle in our lineup by far.
And I think that's in the shape of the bat. I think the way that it swings. I think it is literally the MOI is the lightest.
It's our most versatile bat in the lineup.
Yeah.
So you can hit, and this is not going back to home runs. Like, this is not a home run scale. This can't hit home runs and that can.
Yeah.
This is just the most versatile bat to control.
So like we all like to hit the ball as hard as we can. I like line drives. I can hit that. Certain players can hit a line drive as hard with that because their swing speed is maybe increased as someone can with our heaviest bat. Like, it's not true that just because it's lighter doesn't mean I couldn't hit it as hard.
The number one question usually that we get is, what as a parent coming into the store or a kid, if I'm choosing between these two, the one piece and the two piece, give me the differences of why I would choose one or the other.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. Most kids come in with a preconceived notion of, oh, I'm a two-piece bat guy, I'm a one-piece bat guy. The biggest differences are this. The one piece is going to be a lot easier to handle. It's going to be our lightest BBCOR bat in our lineup. You might get more feedback as you miss hit along the barrel because there is no joint like there is on the hybrid. But you're getting a lighter weight bat, something that's easy to control and you can get the bat onto the ball. The two piece is going to have this joint. So what that does is it eliminates the vibration as it's coming down the barrel when you miss hit, or even when you do connect, you're not going to get as strong of a connection feeling from this. What it also does is, as a composite handle here, which allows it to feel extremely lightweight in the hands. So it's going to mimic the lightweight feeling of the one piece, but in a slightly higher MOI fashion, which is going to be a more balanced offering versus a very super lightweight.
And this one feels a little bit more whippy, right?
Yeah, that composite handle is going to make it feel like there's almost nothing in your hand and you can just throw the barrel to it.
And you're going to feel like when you swing a two-piece bat right about here, you can feel that barrel lag behind. You can feel the bat flex a little bit more, which some people really love. Some people don't. They want the barrel to go exactly where they want the barrel to go. And a one-piece bat is definitely the way to do that. You know, like more like what a wood bat would do.
Yeah, the one piece is going to be extremely stiff. Like it's going to feel rigid to some degree because it doesn't have that joint. It's a one-piece alloy bat all the way through, whereas a joint, think about it, there's two pieces connecting here. There's going to be some give, so you're going to feel a little bit of flex, which some players really like because they feel like it almost transfers more energy through to the ball.
I think it is true that this bat could handle, you know, you're getting into the zone where you're seeing like 96, 97, 98 mile an hour fastballs. I do think this bat won't get as bullied as that bat, not because it's a better bat. That bat's heavier. So weight is going to handle and not get bullied. The weight is going to help that situation. You know what I mean?
The thing I think we need to address is, like, we keep saying heavier. They're all 33 30s. They're all minus threes, but it's just the balance point makes the bat feel a little bit heavier, makes it play a little bit heavier. It's not necessarily the exact weight.
Yeah.
30 ounces. Like, this bat is, let's say, 30. I mean, they're the same weight. We can put them on a scale, but the balance point moves, which makes them play or feel heavier.
Is the black bone saber technically different than the white bone saber? The answer is absolutely not. They're the exact same bat, two different colors. It is simply a colorway, color preference. We like to have fun with that. That's it. So, for the record, no technical differences between the two bats. If you like the black look better, get the black bat. If you like the white look better, get the white bat. All of us bat companies, we compete hard against each other. We do. Like, we're trying to win just like everybody else. Everybody wants to compete in business and do great. But the reality is, I think what I like too about being in our industry is that we push each other, right? Like, today, this bat is doing really well. A lot of kids are using it. Cool, let's make our bat better. You know what I mean? So, but I do think that parents are faced with the reality of they're looking at DeMarinis and Louisville Sluggers and Warstic and, Victus and Marucci and all these kind of things. It's a lot of choices. So I do think one thing that is helpful when selecting a new bat is if you've been swinging like a Voodoo for the last year, but you're ready for a change, like you're more likely to pick something that's comparable to that than something that's really not, right? So I do think from a comparison standpoint, it's okay to mention competitors and what bat is this one-piece bone saber more like, maybe giving two bats that this is most like.
Yeah, if you're looking to change and you're swinging something else, you might be swinging a Voodoo 1 or Cat X.
Yeah, so like very current bats.
Comparables.
Yeah. I think those are the two comparables, Marucci Cat X or Voodoo 1, simply because one piece, super light construction, whereas the Bone Saber 2-piece is more comparable to give me two bats.
This is probably more like a Louisville Select Power, maybe like a Victus Knox, something. Those are more like
the goods.
The goods.
Well, the goods is a little heavier.
Okay.
So the goods is probably more...
It's comparable in that maybe it's a much lighter version of the goods.
Yeah, and there's actually fewer lighter, more balanced hybrids on the market. So there's fewer to choose from. So it's definitely a much smaller class of bats, which I think makes this extremely unique.
Warhawk 3, one-piece bat. Why did we bother building that offering when we already have a one-piece Bone Saber? Like, what's your answer as the operations director? Why did we do that?
So a lot of people may be familiar with the Hawk 2, which we've had in the past in our BBCOR lineup. It's been a very traditional BBCOR bat at a great price. We wanted to take that another level of creating a traditional one-piece bat, traditional knob, traditional construction in terms of this has a much thicker handle transition area, which is why a lot of college guys actually like it. They feel like it's just got a little bit more to it for them to control, and it's a little bit stiffer for them. But we also did a couple things where we increased the performance of the alloy from the old Hawk 2, and we also dropped the price. So this is not only a more competitive price point than our old Hawk 2, but it's a better performing option where we've got a lot of guys on the Missouri Tigers swinging it this year.
With our college hitters, we're starting to see this bat be very popular for the reason that we just talked about, is the MOI is heavier than this one, still an overall balanced feel. You got the durability of a one-piece, but this bat isn't getting bullied around in college baseball. Like this bat, if you've got a guy that can handle this bat, I mean, this bat's not getting bullied. So a lot of our college guys, even over the popular hybrid, if they're a guy that's, say a double sitter to like a power guy, a lot of people are finding that this is their bat. Now, the attribute to parents too is price point. This bat's $100 cheaper than that bat, Simply because, is the alloy different? No. The technology is different mostly in that the Bone Saber knob is very expensive to make. This has a conventional knob, so therefore we can offer it at a cheaper price. Plus, we just wanted to give parents a cheaper option.
I mean,
things like that.
Generally, kids that are getting into BBCOR, sometimes they don't want to spend $400 or $500.
Yeah.
So we wanted to offer something that is actually not traditional, in that a lot of those bats that are entry-level BBCOR bats in the $200 to $250 range are usually pretty heavy because they're using lower-grade alloys.
Yeah.
They're heavier to control. We wanted to create something that was a lower price point at $249, but also used really high-performance alloys and was balanced.
Yeah, it's not like it's not as hot as the other bats. It's just there's simpler technology to it.
At that price point, parents are going to get a lot of value out of this bat.
So what bats in the market would we compare this to? And the things that pop into my mind are maybe the one-piece goods, and I would even say maybe like the Atlas, the Slugger Atlas, and that they're both one-piece bats, lower price points. They're heavier. They're heavier than like the Bone Saber and the Cat X and stuff like that. But like those seem like two good comparisons to you.
The Marine Goods one piece or possibly the Louisville Slugger Atlas, in that they're a little bit heavier than our one piece Bone Saber.
Yeah.
But they're very, very good performing bats. If you go even more traditional, you could compare this to a Louisville Slugger Omaha, which is maybe the most popular bat of all time, in that a very traditional one-piece construction. The biggest difference, I would say, is that this is going to be lighter weight than that in all of the lengths offered.
This bat offering to me almost covers the full gamut of what you want, but it doesn't go all power. Like to me, we build the gunner at the BBCOR level. We build the gunner for power.
Yeah, I mean, about a year and a half ago, you and I started transforming the whole BBCOR lineup in Warstic, and this was the first one that we really, from top to bottom, reconstructed. And it was to create something that was extremely powerful, but still not so end-loaded that a normal high school player couldn't handle it. And the results were great. This has got the same hybrid type construction where you've got a composite handle, alloy barrel, so you're going to get a lot of lightweight feel in the hands. It's just got a little bit actually longer and larger barrel than the hybrid, which adds a little bit more density, a little bit more weight, and raises that MOI up. So you've got a little bit of a larger hitting surface, but you're carrying more weight with it.
Right. So like comparisons, other bat brands to this, what would you mostly compare that one to?
Yeah, I think it's probably widely regarded as the closest comparison to the DeMarini Goods two-piece, which is extremely popular, and this carries that same large barrel and higher MOI.
Yeah. Gunner Black Viper, no technical difference, just different look. If you want to have a different look, no technical difference. To wrap this thing up, I know that we've thrown a ton of information into this, which really is kind of the point, because the reality is there's a lot of complexity in the metal bats. And when you're picking between 60 to 80 BBCOR bats, we're just trying to be helpful here and help you as a parent understand the nuances of all these bats. So it's purposefully a lot of information. So again, I always recommend, if you can come in and try the bats, try the bats. Next best thing, if you need like a virtual assistant or something like that, you can get on our website and someone can kind of talk you through by asking you questions what bat might be best for your kid. Beyond that, once that bat gets to you, just remember that you've got 14 days to try it out, hit BP, hit in games, use it, abuse it. Before that 14 days is up, you can actually send it in for a full refund if you want. We believe in our bats that much, but we also want to make sure that you find the right bat. The other way that you can go too is that a lot of people don't know we take bat trade-in. So if you have just bought a new, another brand's bat and you're not feeling it, but you're like, hey, I just spent $350 and you want to try to get into something else, we do take trade-ins where you can trade that bat in, get credit for it, and try to one of our bats. You still get the 14-day trial. So that's it, man. So thanks for listening.